10-minute timer has begun. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. We're gonna get started in 10 minutes. Hope you guys are having a great week so far. It's hump day, and you know what time it is. Let's get it. Whether you're catching the replay or you're catching the live, you know the vibe. Hit subscribe, give a like, and we'll get this party started shortly. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all in 10 minutes. Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? How you doing? Let's start the stream. We got everybody in the chat. We got Silent Cypher, Maker of Chaos, Dreadpool, Punty, RSJ Fan, Poison Maniac in the house. What's going on, player? How's everybody doing today?
It's crack.
Yeah. Welcome back. Let me lower the music a little bit. Welcome back to the P.O.G. here on G-Wave TV. I am your host, the Dusty Uno, but you can call me Dusty for short. We have a very special guest with us today. A good homie. Somebody I want to get to know more in the future because I've watched him podcast in recent months, and that's why I wanted to invite him on my show, because I enjoy his vibe. I enjoy what he's doing right now with content creation. I enjoy the fact that he's got that NWO poster in the background. Just saying.
Oh, let's go.
You know what I'm saying? For life. So, you know, there are people that I've listened to in this podcasting realm, and I've found the ones that I resonate with. I enjoy their energy, and it's a vibe, you know. It feels wavy, you know, for lack of a better word, right, for G-Wave. So with that being said, I'd like to introduce to all of you the homie Ham Solo. How you doing, brother?
What's cracking? Thank you so much for the invite here today. It is a pleasure to be able to join you this evening. And we had a fantastic conversation just talking about life before the podcast. And that's the kind of shit that I'm here for, is like to meet people, talk to real folks, have good conversation. We don't have to agree on shit, but like at the end of the day, it's just like, yo, we're just living, trying to do our thing, trying to have a, you know, just trying to have a good life and talk about our experiences.
Yep.
And gaming is the one thing that ties all of us together. Those of you that are in the chat, and brother Dusty here with me today. So let's go on ahead and get into what you want to talk about today, whether it's myself, which whatever, or the topics or whatever, brother. I'm here for you today, man. It's all about you. Let's go.
Thank you, bro. Well, let's see. We got Steel Rain in the chat. What's going on, brother? So happy to have you here. You have no idea. Thank you so much. Silent Cypher, brother. Just chilling, winding down for the evening. Oh, really? Winding down? Just relaxing? All right, cool. So,
oh, and just by the way, that TSWS game that pops up in the chat, that's me.
Ham Solo. That it was funny earlier. I was like, hey, TSWS, tell Ham Solo to check his DMs. Wink, wink. But it makes sense. You know, you were doing your thing earlier, and it's all good. It's all G. You know, you came through, and like I said, it couldn't be happier to have you here, honestly. Like, I really do enjoy your spirit in the podcasting realm when it comes to gaming. Before we get into the first topic for tonight, because it is going to be a Starfield-ish show tonight, because today was a big news day. So, you know, I mean, there's other things we could talk about, but I really don't want to. So, but pretty much, the first thing I want to ask before we get into it is, what was the very first video game that you ever played? And how old were you?
The first video game I ever played? Bruh, I don't remember. But I can tell you the first video game that I remember playing, if that's good enough, because I can tell you that I've probably had a computer, a controller in my hand since as early as like 3 years old. So I was probably playing all different types of games, but if we're going to base it on something that I can remember just like playing the hell out of, early on in my time would be Road Rash.
Ooh,
Road Rash is probably the first game that really, like, I just had to sink my teeth into it. I had a paper pad and a pen to write down the codes to get back to the same spot in the game, because you had to use these different codes. Like, you would check before you turn off the game. It was the way of saving in that time period on Sega. Wow. They'd give you these like long, like phonetic and sometimes phonetic and alphabetic passcodes, and you'd have to type it in to continue where you went. I realized after playing it so long that I could just randomly kind of hit letters, and sometimes I'd be way further in the career because the passcode was fairly it wasn't too difficult to maybe figure out like another way or a variation, and you just keep hitting enter until like it accepts it.
I'm trying to remember if me and my sister used that,
insane.
but I can't remember. Damn. She wouldn't even remember if I asked her. She'd be like, "How the hell would I know?" Like, damn, I can't remember. That's crazy. I loved Road Rash. Damn. Okay. Now, the other question that I want to ask is, what ultimately made you decide to get into podcasting, and not just podcasting, but gaming and news podcasting specifically? Like, what was it for you that made you decide, like, yeah, this is something I want to do?
So this isn't going to take too long to go through. I actually always wanted to be in gaming somehow, some way. Childhood dream, right? But as it happens with most of us, the reality comes that, hey, I need to do this, or my college career didn't push me in this direction. I actually went to college. I only got an associate's degree, but I got something out of that, and I went completely left from what my degree was, as most of us do that graduate. And I decided to become an indoor skydiving instructor. And man, that was a blast. I had a lot of fun. And yes, a lot of people look at me and they're like, you're a big guy. Yeah, I am a big guy. And I was the biggest mug in that tunnel every time. And I was handling fools. But I tell you what, it was so much fun learning how to do all these different flight maneuvers, teaching people how to skydive and stuff like that.
That's so cool. But I think that's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, it was insane. I've taken people ages 3 up to like 100 in that wind tunnel. Bucket list people or people that happen to have disabilities. I've flown them in wind tunnels, held on to them, given them the whole, rigmarole with that whole thing, and it was a lot of fun. It was dope. But after my career there for about 6 years, I ended up getting some back trouble towards the end of my tenure there that just kind of had to do with me just being a little overexhausted in the tunnel, especially after COVID happened. And I was one of the few people they brought back. And I was like right under the not the GM, but the tunnel manager or whatnot. I was like the next person. I was the second person to get called. So when people called off sick, guess who had to do all of the work, all of the classes for the entire day?
I know what that feels like. Yeah.
So I ended up getting hurt from just overexertion, and I was just bored at home. I had a PS5 at that time, had a Series X, got them both on launch day. I was in the market of looking for things for my to make a PC. Came across a 3080 from standing in line at Micro Center overnight. I did the hard work. And I ended up getting that 3080, and I was like, dude, I have all this stuff. I'm hurt and I can't work. I'm watching video game stuff all the time. So Cold Eastwood, Dealer, all these different guys. I'm following Twitter, and might I add, I didn't really start following Twitter until I moved to Kansas City, which was like back in like 2018, 2019 ish. So like I hopped on Twitter. I had a Twitter from back in like 2013, but decided to like hop back on it in 2018, 2019. COVID hit, bored as hell. Decided to do that. New consoles that I was trying to see any kind of content I could about these new consoles and see what they're all about and whatnot. And yeah, man, I just decided to ask a buddy, which is actually my podcast partner, Loke, that co-runs TSWS with me. He was on Twitter just saying something. I don't even remember what the conversation was, but I just hit him up. I was like, yo, you seem like a pretty cool dude. Like we were agreeing on something and just having a regular conversation. And it's as simple as this. I just hit him up in the DMs. I DM'd Loke and said, yo, you seem like a pretty cool dude. We should play a game at some point, sometime. You pick the game. And I was like, what time would you like to do it? It's like 5 or 6 o'clock here. I'd be down to do it. And he's like, bro, I'm in Africa. And I was like, this motherfucker lying to me right now. I was like, this motherfucker lying to me right now. He is lying. What kind of BS is he on? And he's like, no, man, bro, I'm in Africa. I was like, and I had the audacity to be like, with a Series X? like it doesn't exist over there or something, right? I was ignorant as hell. I was like, how you got the Series X over there, bro? And he was like, yeah, man, I ain't from those damn third world countries.
Oh, that is too good.
So we were kicking it, laughing and whatnot. And he's like, yo, actually, I'd like to go through Hive Busters.
Goddamn.
Gears of War 5, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, and at the time I hadn't played I hadn't played Hive Busters. And I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and run through that. Hive Busters was so phenomenal. What a great game to meet a friend on. I tell you that. What a great game to meet somebody that you're going to end up podcasting with. Because that game was amazing. Freaking Hive Busters was absolutely amazing. We finished that. We ended up playing A Way Out together as well.
Nice. Okay.
So we further continued to bond because we're talking throughout all these video games and stuff like that, right? I just come up and I was like, man, you seem like a pretty intelligent dude.
Poison Maniac says Hive Busters is amazing.
It is. It's flat out amazing. But I was just like, bro, like, I see that you're a pretty intelligent dude. You like the vocabulary that he uses, the way he describes stuff. I was just like, man, you're very intelligent. You know what you're saying, and you're not scared to hurt people's feelings, but you're appropriate for the most part. Come to find out. But at the time, I was just like, this dude is dope. And I was just like, yo, man, would you be down to do a podcast together? And he is like, yeah, but I don't know how our times would happen and all this other stuff. So we started recording. We started recording shit, just practicing. Right?
Okay.
And then it went from practicing to me and him being like, yo, we need like another person in the group so we can do like an undisputed kind of show where it's like Loke was like, he is gonna be Skip Bayless, I'm Shannon Sharp, and we need that woman or somebody there to divvy off the questions.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's
and
good
for
idea.
us to answer them. We wanted to do that. So guess who I found to be able to do it? My wife.
Nice.
That's how dug in behind your boy she is. She's that behind me that she was like, yo,
I love that.
That's I see awesome. Your passion. I see what you want to do. I'll give it a try. She hopped in, and you can see it on the first few episodes. It's me, Loke, and her. And those episodes are edited. Those weren't live at all. Those were edited videos. And there was times where we had to pause the video. The kid is going nuts, or we had to pause the video because me and my wife are arguing about something, or pause the video of me and
when you start fighting on camera a little bit.
The way something happened. Yeah, like Loke is sitting there like uncomfortable. It was like real shit. Like it was just like some incredible like shit that was going on there to get started. And then Loke was like, yo, you sure you want to do this with your wife? And my wife was like, yo, I don't really think I should do this anymore. And I was like, yo, I need to find somebody else. So I went on ahead and looked around, talked to a few people, ended up linking up with Cozy, right? Mm-hmm. But before that even happened, I ended up having this show called Behind Them Sticks, which I currently still do every Thursday. Tomorrow, Fuzzy Belvedere will be on the show live tomorrow. So that will be exciting to have that.
Make sure y'all check that out.
But I met this dude named Matt Likes Games through this dude named Uso Vinny that put me on to him. Uso Vinny, one of the dopest people in the gaming community. Very nice brother, Hawaiian. He's with the Talk Story podcast, which is just a bunch of Hawaiian brothers that and they don't really podcast so much anymore, but all of the guys are super duper dope. Bango Mango, Too Big, so many of them. So
I need to get Fuzzy on
the show. There's like 12 of those guys, so I'm not going to sit here and name them all. Speedy, Sensei, whatever. But anyways, bunch of dope dudes. He put me onto this dude named Matt Likes Games during the Halo trial. Or the Halo, what is it called? The Halo testing, or
the alpha test.
Yeah, the alpha testing and stuff like that. Like I got invited to each one of those, and Vinny got invited to the second one, and he put me on to this dude named Matt Likes Games on the second one, and me and him became good friends. We went through every single Halo together. If you don't notice, I have a trend. I like to do co-op games. I love co-op games. We went through every single Halo together. And then we went through every single Gears except 5 so far. Except 5 and Hive Busters. But as you know, I already beat those because I already talked about that. But we're just going through all the games. Now StarField's around the corner, so we said, fuck that. We'll wait until later. But anyways,
no, you're good, bro.
Anyways, I was talking to him one day and I was like, man, I really want to start this show where I interview people. And at the time, I didn't know anybody on YouTube interviewed people in video games ever. I didn't know a Web Dave. I didn't know any of these.
Dude, Web Dave, so I don't know if everybody saw it recently. I just did my interview with Web Dave, and I have to honestly tell you, he's really onto something with that medium, that he's doing right now with these game creator interviews and spotlights in the community. I really think it's absolutely amazing, and there's not a lot of people covering gaming like that, and I don't know, like Web Dave is the man. Like I was so thankful that he invited me to be a part of something like that. I love that guy right there. He's so dope. But him, Fuzzy, I got to get Fuzzy on the show, and there's so many other people I got to get on here too. Sorry, continue. You were saying?
No, you're good. No, I didn't know Web Dave, which, shout out to Web Dave. Good dude. He had me on his show as well. Just a nice guy. I have nothing bad to say about Web Dave.
Silent Cypher says, Ham does interviews like a champ.
So, I didn't know any of those types of people at that time. And I just asked my buddy, I was like, yo, Matt, I want to do this interview, but I feel like I need somebody to talk to try out these questions on. And I think you, as a good friend of mine, would be a perfect person to interview, because if we screw up, we could just try, to keep trying or whatnot.
True.
And
very true.
And like I said, at that time, all of my shows were recorded. So me and him were recording, and I asked him all the questions. He was my very first episode of Behind Them Six, Matt Likes Game. And now he's on every episode of Bullsitting with me on Fridays. So he continued to stick around, and I actually ended up doing a show with him on Wednesdays on his channel, which is at like 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern.
Oh, okay.
Is when his show is. So it's way early in the day. It's the opposite.
I like your Bullsitting show. That's a really good show. I like that show.
It is wild on there. And like I said, I ended up getting cozy after a while, and I'm so happy that I got her. She just lights up the show. Really,
that's awesome.
Fun person. I mean, a lot of people, like, I feel like a lot of people try to, like, purposely involve, like, a female in their show. just to give like a different like demographic or something like that. And to be real, that was the angle I thought of when I first got Cozy on. But I tell you what, I didn't get what I was expecting. Not at all. And I got actually much more than I've could have expected out of her, because not only is she knowledgeable in games, but she just kicks it like just another. She ain't there to take offense to anybody. She'll dish it out before you get a chance to. Like she's just a great person that has no need for any type of label like, oh, you're on here because you're feet. No, it's not like that.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, oh man, like there's been some times early when I had her where I was just like, I don't know how this is gonna work. and somehow, like, anytime she's not on the show, I miss her. She's a dope individual in gaming, and she has some of the wildest like ways to think about gaming, and I don't agree with a lot of it, but it's like something I would have never thought of, and I appreciate her that for that much. I really appreciate everybody that's on my squad, you know, and I appreciate everybody that that rocks with me. You know, I see some familiar faces in the chat. You know, I see Silent Cypher. He's there every freaking week.
I love it.
Yeah,
and it's motivated me to be more active in other people's podcasts as well too, like more than I have been, especially like because I'm usually there, but like I don't talk sometimes a lot, because one main reason I'm at work during the day, but even then I can still, like, in between certain jobs I can say something. And so I don't know, Silent Cypher, he just has good chat energy. Like, is all I can say. He has really good chat energy. We got Ray3473.
He was hilarious.
Yep, the gaming cyborg in the chat. He was my guest on Sunday for the GIG cast, episode 1. Glad we finally got that done together, brother. Happy to see you. Love you big. What was I gonna say? No, that so with everything that you were saying, especially with you said Cozy, right?
Yeah.
I love it. I love when all the pieces feel like they start falling together into place, you know? Like, even right now, there's another content creator, like I've like Silent Cypher and I have built a good, like, I would say brotherhood so far, and another person that I've had a good connection with as well is C Money. And we were just both talking, you know, like yesterday about how it's crazy, like, that we just have this kind of like instant connection and everything. And we can just acknowledge, like, yo, we're boys already, you know, like, you're my homie right here. And it just helps, like, because for me, I'm doing this show more like on my own, right? But having these cool homies, like, to my right and to my left, so to speak, even though, like, you're all online, it feels cool, because I feel like this is technically my squad in a sense, but it's the squad of people that, like, I like inspired me to do this and to do this again, you know, like watching all of you guys. You know, Silent Cypher said, shout out to Web Dave. He is an awesome guy. Always enjoy listening to his interviews. Likewise. What else? Silent Cypher says, y'all rock. You rock, Cypher. What was I gonna say? Well, let's move into the first topic, shall we? Is there anything else you want to
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well, one thing I do want to say real quick is shout out to King David and Lord Addict. They were two people that I reached out to early on when I was thinking about getting into content creating. This is like when I was first starting the episodes with Loke.
Nice.
And I was worried about all this camera stuff, the microphone I have now that I didn't. I was worried about so much stuff, and they were the guys that just told me, dude, who cares? Just, I mean, Nike commercial, right? Just do it.
Just do it,
right?
Yeah.
They were just like, just do it. And another bit of information that they gave me that I think King David gave me this information that I think that all creators need to hear and have confidence in is don't be scared to reach out. You'll never know what the answer is, and the worst thing that they could tell you is no.
Is no. It is.
And no doesn't even mean no. It just means not now.
Yeah, that is
depending
fact.
on how you play your cards.
That is fact. Yeah, that's how I got my wife. No, I'm kidding. No, but not right now. But one day. No, but that's facts. And I'm glad that you said that. And honestly, like I said, for me, it's been hit and miss over the years. But like, I don't like giving up. So anyone out there listening, I encourage you. It sounds so generic, right? Just don't give up. But you kind of really.
And I get it, man. It's that anime attitude, man.
Yeah,
Goku, you got that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got like.
I mean,
that Gohan beast mode,
that,
like, damn.
Yeah, you got that. That fight that is just like taking an L is just like.
Yeah.
It's something that will bother you for days. So it's
like,
just what can I do to not do that ever?
Yeah.
And sometimes you end up taking them, but you just have to take the lump and just kind of ignore it. It's kind of like throwing an interception and having to run right back out on the field. You got to forget about it and just keep going.
Oh, we got a few more people in the chat. We got Game Tech Planet. What up, big bro? Past guest as well on the show. We need to get you back in the future, brother. Sour Blow 18 is in the chat. Hey, what's up, player? Did you watch AEW tonight? If you didn't, you're not a fan. Anyway, moving on. Hey, just kidding. TSWS in the chat. We know who that is. Ham Solo for life. Too sweet, baby. We got a $2 super chat from Silent Cypher. I think I might cry. This is probably one of the first super chats I've ever gotten. By the way, super chats are open. Super stickers are open. Memberships are also open. I have one tier. It's a loyalty tier. It's supposed to support me and my babies. I love you. I will try to have more tiers when I can find more time to do more content. Anyway, but thank you so much. With the $2 super chat, Silent Cypher says, that Stan Bush energy. You've got the touch. I can't with you. I can't with you. Right. Look. Silent.
I love it.
Silent has like one of the best voices for podcasting because it's like just the right.
He sounds like fucking
depth.
Master Chief. God
man.
Damn.
Yeah, because I just I love gaming and it's just all amazing. Anyway, so let's move on to our first topic. But we're having a great conversation. We are winging it tonight, and that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted it to be chill. I didn't want it to be too serious tonight. So let's get into all of the Starfield news that we had for the day, and it is a lot of news. It is huge, it is major, and it is making ponies sweat. All right, so first bit of news: Starfield has gone gold. We all knew it would, but some people out in the gaming world liked to try to make people think that there might have been issues as to why the game hasn't gone gold yet, but it's all timing. It's all timing. So, here we are, August 16th. It's my big sister's birthday. Happy birthday, Jen. Love you. And, excuse me. And on this day, we not only find out that the game has gone gold, but that the early preload begins tomorrow, August 17th. So, depending at the time that you're watching this video, like I always say, whether you're catching the replay, catching the live, the vibe, hit subscribe, give a like. Doesn't matter. Depending on what time you're watching the video, this is August 16th. Like, for me, it's 7:43 p.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time. And tomorrow, maybe at midnight, I don't even know what time. Did you see a time for this? Like, did you even see this news today?
Yeah, I seen the news. I didn't see a time for it. I'm not sure.
I just saw the date.
Advertised one of those. I just seen the date and I just kind of ignored it.
Yeah, like
shit.
don't look,
tomorrow.
but look, but don't look, but look. No. So August 17th is early preload for Xbox and Xbox PC or Microsoft Store, whatever you want to call it, as well as Game Pass members. And then August 30th will be early preload for Steam. So if you're playing on PC through Steam, you will not be able to preload until the 30th. I think I understand why. probably trying to avoid any more spoilers than what's already happening on Reddit and Twitter right now. That's not even a subject of this episode, but we can talk about that a little bit if we want to. There's a specific person you should block on Twitter so you don't get spoiled for the story of Starfield. Just saying. But anyway, so when, I guess getting into my first question on this subject for you, Ham, obviously we're excited for Starfield. I am. Are you? You seem like you are.
I mean, come on, man. I spent over $300 for it already.
Let's go. You got the collector's edition?
I'm Constellation ready, bro.
You got the Constellation edition.
Man, I already know, man. I might have to, take it out to lunch before I bring it home. You know what I'm saying?
And I won't be mad at you. Maybe a little bit.
Do it right.
So when, damn it. So when I got my premium upgrade secured, so we're good. But when this news dropped today, and you saw that it not only went gold, but that they finally announced the preload times, what was your initial thought to seeing this news? First question out of the way. About time.
Yeah, it really was. It was just like, it's just like, okay, we're cooking.
Yeah,
I see you. And I mean, I did not jump for joy. I didn't do anything wild because it was like my daughter waking up to brush her teeth. It's expected.
Yes.
So I just didn't make too big of a deal out of it. But obviously, I mean, I was probably more excited to see the preload news just so I could have everything ready. I got my Steam Deck that I'm gonna attempt to play it on because I have Windows running on my Steam Deck.
Speaking of which,
shout out to Asante.
Game Tech Planet in the chat, you should sub to his channel because he does a lot of handheld breakdown videos and like gameplay stuff. Like, you should check out his work. I think you'd like it. Continue, please.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll do that right now.
Awesome.
Take nothing but a second.
Planet,
I mean, subscribing. Gotta support these people out here, man. I'm out here. It took all of that. I'm already subscribed to him. Done. Copy and paste, and it's done. I got his name. Done. That's all it takes to subscribe to somebody. Free. I'm a supporter. But anyways, what was the last question? I don't even remember.
No, because you were saying you were just like because it was expected, and I agree with that because it, like, some people were starting to ask like, yo, like, have we even preloaded at all? And I was like, no, that was just kind of a pre-install. It wasn't really a preload. That's why it only says like 500 something megabytes or whatever. So that's pretty much what you were getting at, is that it was expected. Now we're cooking. Now we're getting going. We're starting to fire on all thrusters, so to speak. T minus almost 2 weeks.
We're about to take off. So
yep.
Yeah, I'm just excited. I mean, it's insane how I'm playing all these different video games right now. I literally went out and bought 22 games while I was out of town. For various consoles.
Oh yeah, I saw that post. I saw that post.
I even got a Sega Saturn game. But like, it's wild how I'm sitting here playing a brand new game called Atlas Fallen.
Bruh.
And it's pretty fun.
I know. I want to try it so bad. Oh.
But there's a problem. There is a huge problem.
And what is that, sir?
I'm thinking about Starfield while I'm playing the game.
Oh no.
So it's just like kind of like I can't even experience this right because I know I'm playing this as a placeholder. I'm not playing this because I'm not playing this because I just can't have enough of it. I'm playing it because I'm waiting for something else to arrive. You know what I'm saying?
It's like the longest episode of anime filler you could ever experience right now. That's what every game feels like before Starfield comes out for me. Like,
I feel like I'm eating some crackers with cheese while the steak is cooking. Like, I mean, come on now.
Man, like if anybody's ever like seen Dragon Ball Z and watched the Cell Saga, the anime filler that I am feeling right now before Starfield comes is longer than that saga. And if you experienced that saga, then you know what I'm talking about and you feel my pain. All right, so
A long summer. It's a long summer.
Very long summer. Dear summer, I hope you don't miss me. So now that we've gone gold, so to speak, and we have the preload date and we are all set, for launch. We are go for launch. Before we get into the next the next bit of the news, what is something? Okay, so we've all been thinking about this game in our own way, and for me, the one thing I can't stop thinking about is the one random planet that I want to find out of nowhere, just as far off into space as humanly possible, just completely off story, off script. I just want to find something. That's me. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of us going to be playing this game, and we're all going to have different things we're going to be searching for. So what is the one thing, when you sit and think about this game, that you want to do, that you can't wait to do once you're inside of this game?
Oh, that's already decided. I'm making Khan from Star Trek. And I'm just gonna skyjack as many people as I possibly can.
I love it.
Or not even skyjack, space jack, or like whatever you want to call it. Like, I am.
Please get a mod where it's just like you press a key and it says "on." Like, please.
Yes, man. I'm gonna be an absolute demon out there. I'm gonna have the long fucking Def Leopard hair and all that. I'm gonna look like a goddamn demon when I get on them ships, as much as I can, as much as they let me. The least that they allow me to wear is what I'm going out there in, because that man was out there in like a tank top and some pants, and he was just hijacking the hell out of all these different ships, and he ran up on that 1864 USS Reliant and messed with the wrong one called Kirk. I'm looking for Kirk. That's me. I'm looking for Kirk because I'm gonna give him that smoke right back. So they watch out for your boy out in space. It's gonna be a problem.
Oh, I love it. Oh my god, I fucking love it. Oh my god, I will drop an F-bomb every now and then. Just saying. But that's freaking awesome. So essentially, you want to be like the most cutthroat space pirate you could think of, and name him Khan. Now that begs the question: are you going for the Ronin class? Did you hear about that? Yeah, huh?
No, I haven't.
So apparently, supposedly, and I could be wrong, chat, correct me if I'm wrong, because Boom has been talking about this on his show. Shout out to Boom. I was just on his show for the second time this past week with C Money, Mav, Jasper. It was hella fun. Boom had nobody, and like we came through for him, and it ended up being a great show. And damn, I totally blanked. Still blinking. Wow. So anyway, the Ronin class could possibly be the class where you can be a space samurai.
Okay.
I was gonna let you react for a second.
I think that's gonna be me.
Okay,
that's
cool.
not gonna be me. Give me a gun.
So are you gonna
give me a laser, and I'm lasering everybody's ass.
So
I'm trying to put people's ass on fire. I'm not trying to slowly meander through slicing and dicing. I'm trying to like let there be a hole in the side of your ship. Like that's the kind of energy that I'm trying to give off. Like,
damn.
You're either with me or you gotta go.
Or you got to go. So now, are you just going to be destroying ships, or are you going to be stealing hella ships? Because you can get that fleet going, and you can hijack ships too.
I'm gonna be stealing as long as I can steal.
All right.
Until I like I'm just gonna be a freaking thief in the night.
I love it. Oh man.
I'm excited. I'm excited. And see, I'm gonna play the game in another direction too. I'm gonna have, hopefully, I mean, obviously, I think they'll allow multiple saves on it. So
yeah,
I'll try a save where I'm a little bit more nice. But
yeah, no, I feel that. I want to have 2 saves as well.
Nah, man, I want to come out swinging. You know, Tyson style. I don't know. That might even be the class, the one-hitter quitter. I mean, that might be part of my class.
Dude, that skill tree looks awesome. I would like, and fun. And I do want to have 2 saves as well, but I think I want 1 save that goes straight through the campaign, the story. I almost said campaign, and I don't really think that's appropriate for this game. 1 character that goes straight through the story, doesn't do side quests or anything like that, just straight through it. And then the other character just does whatever the fuck, like whatever the hell he wants to do in the galaxy, do a bit of the story, get lost in side quests. And that'll probably be the character where like I just send him off into the deepest reaches of space to try to find that random planet that I'm searching for, It's in the trailer and I'm going to find it. I'm absolutely just excited for this game to come. I'm stumbling only because I'm trying to find better words, because I'm only using the same words, because it's just like, what else can you freaking say? We're all fucking ready for Starfield. You know what I mean? Like, we are all ready. So just drop it now. I mean, Assassin's Creed Mirage is dropping earlier than it was supposed to, and nobody's talking about it because nobody cares right now. We just want Starfield. But Assassin's Creed Mirage looks amazing, so I can't wait for that either. The one question I do want to ask you before I forget, speaking of Atlas Fallen, and I only say speaking of because of a topic I had in my last episode, are you going to be playing Armored Core 6?
No.
Liar. Steel Rain's going to make you. That's good. He's making me, bro.
That's fine, but it needs to be in 2024.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Then, if you want me to play Armored Core, people are telling me about Baldur's Gate as well, and they're like, "Why aren't you like playing that? Or that game is amazing. You should try it. Look at the score and all that." I was like, "Man, that could have been a 99. I ain't getting that right now. I already got one looking forward to, and it is what it is. I can put you on to other people that are interested in that stuff." Like my boy Uso Vinny that I was talking about just a little bit ago, he's more hyped about Armored Core than he is about Starfield. I think he's out of his goddamn mind, but is what it is.
A lot of people are hyped. A lot of people are hyped.
I'm not playing it until 2024 for Armored Core, Baldur's Gate, Immortals of Avium. Sorry,
for AC6,
Remnant made that list too. 2024. Sorry.
For AC6 in 2024, shoot me a party invite. I'll join you. Okay. But I do want to check it out just because it's been many years since I've played an actual mech game. And I grew up on like the old Mech Warrior games, like the really blocky, beautiful shits. I never really played the Armored Core series, but just watching the trailer, I was like, damn, this looks really, really good. And the customization, too, is what sold me as well, because I like somewhat deep customization when it comes to things like that, and mechs and whatnot. So it's Steel Rain's fault. If he's still in the chat, it's your fault. I'm going to say this every episode. He gave me FOMO, and that's because I decided to wake up one day and press follow on his Twitter. And then that allowed me to watch all of his heinous posts about Armored Core 6 is going to be game of the year. I'm like, God damn it. But all of his posts have been great because it really has been showcasing the game for somebody like me. And I am actually looking forward to the release. But
I think it's going to be amazing, but I ain't got time for it. And I'm not
at all
been to do that to myself. One thing that I've noticed this generation is ride or die for some, but don't ride or die for all. Because I tell you what, half the time when a game comes out anyways, it needs updates, these day one patches. It's not fixed in 2-3 months, sometimes half a damn year. So I'm ride or dying with Starfield. Like I said, I put $300 down already, and I'm not even gonna use the code in there because I'm gonna purchase the premium edition. So I don't even use my code. I'm just gonna hold on to my code for whatever reason. I'm gonna do that. But anyways, I spend my money how I want to, I guess. But anyways, so with that being said, like, I am looking forward to Starfield, and I'm not looking forward to another game. Like, I'm not gonna like really stop playing Starfield unless I play something co-op until, which I know Armored Core is co-op, I know that, but I'm not gonna. My whole thing is I don't really need to buy another thing until Spider-Man 2 comes out.
Yeah, a lot of people.
That's
saying that
where
too,
I'm at.
Yeah,
I'm playing Starfield, and my next purchase after that is gonna be Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
I need to be more frivolous with my purchases. It's been getting out of hand the last few years. This year, it is kind of out of hand, but I'm kind of tapering back, especially since I dropped $300 on that goddamn thing. I'm like, I need to stop. So,
and holidays is coming up before we know it.
Yeah, Spider-Man's the next thing, and then I'm not gonna try to purchase anything again until like Black Friday.
Good decision. I agree with that.
I'm trying to give myself some sort of like morality in this year of just extreme content galore everywhere for all consoles and PC. It's just insane.
I think,
and then on top of it, I love chasing down classic games too. When you see all this old shit right here, I like getting all the games for those consoles too. So it's just like, I gotta hit the stoplight at some point. I can't just keep running through lights.
I think my secondary game outside of Starfield is Forza Motorsport. I've said it before on the show that I've been waiting for a new competitive racer, and GT just hasn't been it. But that's also because I don't really buy PlayStation, and I haven't since the PS3. Yeah. I barely use the PC PS Plus app, and there you go. So, yes, guys, there's a PS Plus PC app for PS Plus cloud gaming. And it doesn't give you PS5 games. Anyway, so moving on. But right. Forza Motorsport, I can't wait for that game. Like, my excitement is huge for Forza Motorsport. Not as huge as Starfield, but it's huge. And but right now I'm like so focused on Starfield, but I know once I'm playing it, and then the month goes by, and then we start getting ready for the release of Forza, that anticipation is gonna start rebuilding, again.
October 10th.
Yep. And AC Mirage got moved to October 5th. That's what I saw earlier today. If I am wrong, you can dispute me in the chat, but that is just what I saw as news from a site that shall not be named because they just suck. Absolutely suck now. Like, God, I really need Max Scoville or whatever his name is to double down because, that was that was poor timing. Anyway, we don't need to talk about that. But back to Starfield. Oh, well, actually, let's transition into the next part of the news, and I'll pull up the tweet in a second. Earlier today, there was a Q&A session going on Discord, held by the developers of Starfield from Bethesda, and it was about, I want to say the Q&A session was maybe like a few hours. I'm not really too sure, and I unfortunately wasn't in there myself, but I do have a tweet for everyone. I'm gonna pull it up on screen. I am gonna hide us for a second while we go through this tweet, and it's pretty much what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a breakdown of the Starfield dev Q&A from earlier today on Discord. for those of you who may have not seen the news or were not aware. And yeah, this was posted by the Starfield Countdown, Starfield Count on X/Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it now. And a lot of other great people posted the Q&A as well on Twitter. But this had some extra information that I kind of wanted to share with everyone, especially because of the 3 religions that were referred to. And so, yeah, I decided to use this tweet. So let's get into it. We got myself, Ham Solo. You know how we do. All right. So today was the dev Q&A, and this is pretty much everything that was discussed. For the most part, if anything has been left out, please leave it as a comment after the video has gone off the air, or leave it in the chat, whatever, and just correct me. All right, cool. Anyways, let's get into it. So the first bit of the first question that was answered pretty much it states that there's going to be player housing in cities. Some are rewards for different quests, but others have to be purchased. There's at least one in each of the main cities. So I think this is actually like really, really dope. Just because like, you knew you could build outposts like and make settlements on different worlds and whatnot, but it wasn't really exactly clear on like how the exploration was going to be inside of the major cities on the main planets that you visit within the story. And so when I saw that answer today, that made me extremely happy. For you, Ham, were you able to catch the dev Q&A today? Wait, hold on 1 second. Hold on, I'm missing your audio from this window. 1 second. Hold on. What's it?
Okay.
I'm gonna copy this. Hold on. Where is it? Score. Nope, that's the window. There we go. Man, gotta fix it on the fly. Sorry, we're gonna get Ham in here, everybody. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, brother. All right. Lock that. Ham, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, you are good to go. All right. So, were you able to catch the dev Q&A today?
No. I was saying I didn't.
Okay, cool. So this is this information new to you, sir?
Yeah, actually this is. So this is awesome.
Oh, awesome. Nice. So this is actually first tell-all for Ham Solo. All right, cool. We're getting a live reaction, but without the face for right now. But we're going to go back to that after we go through the tweet. So for the first bit, that the fact that you get player housing in the major cities, what are your thoughts on that, first of all?
I mean, I think that's kind of a necessary kind of thing where you need to have kind of a base of some sort. Mm-hmm. What I find cool is that you are rewarded with some through quests. That's interesting. That's something that you don't really see in very many other video games, where it's just like, all right, well, like if you think about like Skyrim or any of those kind of games, like you could, like, you know how you'd stay at certain places, like you could like stay at pretty much like a little like B&B, mm-hmm. pretty much, right?
An Airbnb in Skyrim,
yeah, like a bed and breakfast or something like that, and like go out and mosey around and stuff like that. But I find it pretty interesting that you could do quests that will give you a new place or something like that. It just is pretty cool. It reminds me a little bit of Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Remember when you're playing through that game and you end up getting that mansion? Just the missions, and you end up having all these garages and stuff like that. A lot like I just like that kind of thing where you can win and you pretty much get like a new home or a home with a garage. I used to love that stuff about Grand Theft Auto. Like oh man, I just beat the hell out of this part of the game. My guy's getting more money now. I got this big old mansion crib kind of going on here. You can buy properties, so it's just that's a nice touch. But on top of that, in this game, you could build your own. You could build your own place too, which gives it another element of just dope. So you can build places, you can get places from quests, and you can purchase places. That's 3 ways of getting a home in this game. That's wild. That's pretty cool.
Now, I have to admit, because like, I mean, it's cool that you can buy them and that they're there and accessible that way. But when you earn them in-game quests, it is very rewarding, I must say. So I was equally happy when I saw that news as well. Moving on to the next topic, there is a trait called the kid stuff trait. Now, this one I really like. Your parents will be based on what your character looks like. So, Ham, if you remember from the trailer, when they were talking about the kid stuff trait, and they showed whoever was playing, they showed the parents. So the parents you saw in the trailer, the look of those parents will change based on how you design your character. And it was also stated that they had, I believe they had more than 2 actors for these roles, so that you could have these different options. So it's actually going to be pretty beneficial to have the kid stuff trait if you want the family life in the game, which I kind of do. I kind of want the kid stuff trait. I want to see how that goes with one of my characters. It also goes on to say, with the kid stuff trait, your parents will be based on what your character looks like. Emil says the actors playing both roles got really into it and hints at cool stuff that we can get. Are you going to be using the kid stuff trait at all?
I want to, but I'm kind of hesitant too for Khan Noonan Sai.
Yeah.
Because if I were to have a grow up with him, I'd want it to be some sort of dark grow up. I don't want to have it be like, "Hi, son, how are you doing?" And I'm like, I'm about to go rob some fucking people. like I
True,
want it to
yeah.
make sense.
Yeah.
And so like I'm a little nervous with doing that.
It would be nice
I might
if
have
like
to give it a try though.
It would be nice if like within the kid stuff trait, if there was like sub traits that you could tweak for your parents, like if you do want to play that type of role, like you could choose like your parents, you know, are ashamed of you, or they're on your side and they're just as evil as you. You know, I mean, maybe that's a little too complex, but it would be cool if you could tweak, like if there were sub traits you could tweak for them, you know, because it is a family thing. And that does make sense. Like if you're playing somebody who's killing everybody in the galaxy, at least hug them first. But if you're killing everybody in the galaxy, you know, your parents should be kind of reflective of that as well too. But I mean, only time will tell. Who knows? Like with what they've built in this game, like what if like you end up using the kid stuff trait, you're doing all the stuff you were talking about earlier you want to do in the game, and your parent, like let's say like after you do all of that, you go back to see your parents and they react to you like harshly because of what you've done. That would actually be very interesting, because it's like, oh, they actually get affected by what I've done in the universe, you know? Or like you go back and they have like, they're dressed in like all black and they have a shrine devoted to you and like they're loyal to the Empire, you know? Who knows? But I don't know. I think it's interesting, and it makes me want to try it even more, because I did wonder that, like, you know, the 2 parents you saw in the video, like, is that going to be everybody's parents? Because that's not really a good trait. If so, you know, I mean, I guess we're all adopted, but which is not bad. I'm just saying, like, you know, it's just, are we having one set, or is it going to be reflective of who we are? And the fact that it is, I think that's absolutely. The next topic is, you can choose an anonymous background and no traits if none of the options interest you. So you can go in completely naked, completely blind. Does this intrigue you at all, sir?
Not really. But I like that they gave you that option.
Me too.
Options are always awesome. The more options that you get, and to have an option that's no option is kind of cool too, because some people aren't gonna vibe with all of them or maybe any of them at
Yeah.
all. And we'll just be able just to hop straight into the game and kind of make their own story.
Yeah.
Literally without no sort of direction. Which is interesting.
Yeah, I agree. RSJ says that this aspect intrigues her. It is interesting, you know. I wonder how that would, because the traits that you acquire do affect like how you navigate through the game, so to speak. And so not having any traits and being completely anonymous, you know, I mean, that could be the Ronin class if you wanted to, and go completely, you know, off the grid. But I wonder how that affects gameplay. It would be very interesting to see somebody do a playthrough with actually anonymous background and no traits. Let's see. The next topic says certain items are considered contraband, and special ship modules will help you smuggle them past security in orbit of major settlements. I think this is absolutely amazing. So for you,
sounds very useful for my class.
Yeah, I was just gonna say this is right up your alley. Now, this next one is
us. That's gonna be the clan. Thugs are us.
Thugs are us.
Come and get it.
Invite me, please. Anyway, if there was online, invite me to your guild. Thank you, sir. No, though the next part should intrigue you as well. There is going to be a jail system. Yep, a full-fledged jail system. And you can elect to go to jail, pay a fine, or try to escape when arrested. I think that's wonderful. Thank God there's a jail system.
I can escape?
Yep.
I can escape? I can't wait to get pulled over.
Bruh. Like,
I can't
or
wait.
try to escape when arrested. Like, the one thing I've always loved about shows like Star Trek was how they got out of like the brig or whatever, you know what I mean? Like or they got out of like just being captured all the time. And you know, as a young kid just watching that, I always loved that. So for this jail system, like, and being the game that it is, this is gonna be like, I'm getting
I didn't even know that
right
was
now.
possible.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Because somebody was actually mentioned this like either a week or two ago online, and it was like going around like, yeah, it would be really cool if there's a jail system. And lo and behold, somebody asked it at the Q&A, and here we are. I think that's freaking awesome. I can't wait. I wonder though how forgiving or unforgiving the policing system will be, though. We shall see.
For me, that like, I kind of want to start out in jail. I wonder if that's an option.
Yeah, can we start
jail?
Can we start in lockup? Is that possible? You should message them that and see if they like respond to you. Actually, you can. No. That would be hilarious. Let's see. The next topic is there are times where the themes of crime and punishment are explored in the game. So that just carries on from the whole jail system and whatnot, and crimes you commit or others can commit, I'm assuming, within the game. And it would be also interesting if, like, because later in this list, we'll get to it in a second, it'll mention how many people you can recruit into your crew. And so I wonder if, because all of them have their own backstory, and that's why I tell people this game is massive, because there's going to be a lot of side story content you can get involved with. But I wonder if one of the people you can recruit to your crew would kind of fall under that, would kind of be somewhat of like a sketchy character and actually cause an issue for you. I don't know. It's very interesting to think about. You can infiltrate the Crimson Fleet for the United Colonies System Defense as a part of a quest. So I believe this was answered to a question that asked, like, would you be able to be like a double agent and play like either both sides or one of the sides? And so this answered that question. So like if you joined the United Colonies, but then you also kind of joined the Crimson Fleet, you can also like, I guess, steal intel from the Crimson Fleet and then return it to the United Colonies and just be like a sort of double agent. And so I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's really Mission Impossible-esque, kind of. Not really. So that might be fun.
Yeah, I kind of already knew about that one, which is, I mean, it's just nice to see that it's verified, but I already kind of knew that you could kind of play coy.
Yeah. And And that makes me wonder, because you can join every faction, but I don't think you can lead every faction. Like, there's a limit on how many factions you can actually lead at the same time, I believe. So I wonder what would happen if, you know, you join 3 or more factions and then you're kind of just playing all sides against each other. What would happen then? And that would be very complex, but again, because of a game like this, not impossible to think about, you know? This is the part about the religions. So existing real-life religions are a part of the Starfield universe, but the focus is mostly on 3 new groups. Starting with the first group, the Sanctum Universum believe that God physically exists within the universe, and grab jumping and the ability to travel the stars is God's way of saying, "Come find me." The second religion, the Enlightenment, right? And that sounds like a believable futuristic religion. When I was reading these earlier, I was like, these sound very, yes. Now, the second one, the Enlightened, I kind of like this religion. I might join this one. I don't know. But the Enlightened are organized atheists. They don't believe in a higher power, rather than humans have to take care of one another. I thought that was interesting. And then this one is nice. The last one, the House of Varun, I believe is how you say it, believe that the great serpent will encircle the universe and devour every non-believer.
There it is.
That's the one you're joining. All right, cool. Got it.
Yeah.
Serpent Society. You got it. So moving up. So
you're with us, or like I said, you're with us, or you're getting blown away.
Right. Now, when it comes to having the religions in the game, I really think this is a dope layer, and I do remember it was one key aspect from the Starfield Direct where one of the skills or traits of one of the devs was that he was able to get out of a certain predicament with like hostile ships because he ended up being a part of the same religion as them. And I was like, damn, that's really interesting. That's really cool. Yeah, because even if you're part of completely different cultures or factions, because you belong to the same religion, that kind of almost stands above all. And that, I thought that was a very interesting take that he had on that. Like I said, the Enlightened sounds very interesting just because of the part of rather that humans have to take care of one another, but what does that exactly look like in the year that this takes place? You know what I mean?
Man, you're giving me, you're getting all these like brain juices flowing right now, because it's just like, I'm just thinking about choosing the kid stuff and then also choosing House of Varun and imagining what my parents would be like.
Hey, bro, that's kind of funny. That's kind of funny.
That just sounds interesting. God-fearing parents.
Seriously, the Sanctum Universum, that one is they believe God physically exists within the universe, and grab jumping and the ability to travel the stars is God's way of saying, "Come find me." That is a very, very interesting take on God, and I almost want my secondary character to join that one because I really want to see what that looks like. I don't know.
It sounds like the stairway to heaven.
Hey, nice. Good plug. Nice. So the next section talks about the crew. There are over 20 named characters who can join your crew. Excuse me. Who can join your crew. 4 are from Constellation, and they are the main focus, which would make sense because that's primarily, I believe, where the story goes through is Constellation. But you have the opportunity to acquire over 20 crew members, brother. Over 20. That's a lot of people to find in the galaxy. And judging by the Starfield Direct video, some of those people are on like barren rocks because they were stranded there from like their ship or whatever that like exploded or broke down or whatever it was. That actually excites me, and it's also creepy at the same time. Like it's land on a random moon, and then you walk past like a shadow, and all of a sudden like an astronaut's laying there wishing somebody would rescue him. That's very creepy. Now for your type of playthrough, are you gonna have a crew, or are you trying to go solo?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Oh
okay.
No, I'm gonna have a crew. I'm gonna have a crew of believers that are gonna believe in exactly what the hell I'm doing.
The House of Varun.
If they don't, And if they don't, they'll get left on the last ship that was decimated.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Marooned on SETI Alpha 5. Let's see. So when the next part says, when assigning a crew member to an outpost, there's a one-time payment. You don't have to pay a regular salary. Okay, I am of two minds on this part. I don't mind paying a salary if the amount of the salary doesn't hinder your actual, like, what's in your actual bank when you're just like chilling through the game doing absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? Like if it was a very minuscule amount, but it's an amount that just goes out like every day that you're on, or like in-game days or whatever. But then again, at the same time, only having to worry about a one-time payment is amazing, because then I don't ever have to think about it again, and I can just go build a settlement somewhere else and do the same thing with another crew member, and then like build my mining outposts and all of that stuff. So I don't know. I'm kind of two minds on this one, but it's not really that big of a deal, and I don't really think it's an issue. It's, you know, at all. I'm not saying that, but I just thought it was interesting, and a cool addition. But I don't know. I just, for realism, I just thought it would have been cool maybe to like send some money to my crew member who's watching my outpost, you know, every day. Why not? You know, maybe send him some snacks too, some bubble gum. Who knows? Maybe some juice. Maybe he needs some juice. Who knows? Let's see. The next section says companion skills do not level up. They stack with the player skills when relevant. That's intriguing as well. Companion skills do not level up. They stack with the player skills when relevant. So they only come into play when necessary. I had a good laugh at this next part. There are lots of buttons in Starfield. That's about it.
That's pretty cool. I like hearing that, because you know what else has lots of buttons that intrigues me is Flight Simulator. Whenever I get in Flight Simulator, I just start hitting buttons. Yeah, like there gets to be a time where I'm just flipping switches and I don't know what's really going on, and especially like when I'm playing it in VR, it's just extra wild then. So I don't know. I'm pretty psyched to see what they mean by there's a lot of buttons. Like a lot of buttons on my ship, or a lot of function buttons.
Yeah, like am I gonna press the wrong one and eject myself into space? Like, which would be funny.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
That would be really fun. That would make for a great game clip. Oh my god. And then the last part says, the mechs we saw in the animated shorts are left over from the Colony War. Both sides had them, but the Freestar Collective mastered them, with the UC being more reliant on controlled alien beasts they kept. There's an old mech battleground in the game, and I want to find it. Because what if you can find the old mech battleground, what if you can discover an old mech and fix it up and use it? They never said you couldn't. They just said this is what happened in the game, in the timeline of events. So what do you make of this? I want to see what you think. Is
there a way for me to be the leader of the mechs?
Well, but
repair a ton of mechs.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so it's being said that there's an old mech battleground, right? Now, obviously, this is a place that you can try to find, who God knows which planet it's on. But do you think that there could be one there that they would let you fix up and use? Or am I just thinking too far-fetched out of my ass?
I think that's a possibility of getting another companion that's a mech, because you get boss stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if there's a way that you could have like multiple mechs or something like that. That'd be pretty cool. Have like an assault mech and a pilot mech or something like that. Or even more if possible. If I can find me a data, that'd be great. If you're familiar with Star Trek.
Oh, I am. Oh, I am.
If I could find me a data, that'd be great.
I'm pulling up another tweet. This one is from Darius Fears over on X/Twitter. The real Dfia. Shout out to Darius Fears. I really love his content. He's really great at what he does. I'm just reading through it real quick because I'm trying to see if there's anything he added in his tweet that we might was not in the other one. Oh, there was this one. Will time pass when not in the game? For example, will my trade routes, outposts, and mining operations continue to produce, or does that only occur while actively playing? The answer was the sim only runs when you're actively playing, no sleeping on the job. So, like, if you put in a settlement on a random planet and you have your mining outposts going and you're trying to collect resources, if you shut down the game, then all of that is paused. It does not, it does not continue.
Well, it's not an online game, or else if it was an online like Ark Survival Evolved is, where like the days are like if you don't come back to the game in like 4 days, then like a couple weeks will go by in the game, and if you were farming something, you'll have a ton of crops when you come back to the game.
Yeah.
If you have your irrigation and everything. But yeah, it sounds like the opposite in Starfield, which makes sense because it's just like any other game. You shut it off, everything else shuts down. The same in Hogwarts. Hogwarts, you plant stuff so you can take it, and the countdown is in real time in the game.
The final countdown. So a little bit more information on the mechs from Darius Fears. He says the mechs are leftovers from the Colony Wars. Both sides, United Colonies and Freestar Collective, had mechs, but the Freestar Collective really mastered them. The United Colonies had mechs too, but they also relied on the controlled alien beasts from their Xeno Warfare division. Both of those were outlawed with the armistice that ended the Colony War. I'm not saying there's an old mech battleground in the game, which was code for there's an old mech battleground in it. I love this lore. Like, I need more. I love the lore of this so far. Oh, and this was the one I was telling you. Yeah, it's real deep. Real deep. Pause. Can you be a double agent in the game? And the answer for word was all the playable factions can be completed independently. That is exactly what you can do. Infiltrate the Crimson Fleet for the UFC system defense. Nice. I think that's awesome. How many companions total? Okay. Will I be able to level up their perk? Oh, and a little bit more information about the leveling up of the perks for companions. Will our companions be able to level up their perks? Will their perks stack with ours? All crew will start with a set of perks at specific ranks. They don't level up, but they come at different ranks depending on the companion. So you might meet a character that's especially good at rifles, and you hire them to watch your back. Or you might meet an astrodynamics expert that will increase your grav jump range when assigned to your ship. Well, we call them skills in Starfield, and they do stack with yours when relevant. So that was just a little bit more information on that. At the end, Darius Fears says, Starfield is finna be amazing. I said that with my white side. Apologies, everybody. So, after all of that information, I really did. I did not channel my black side at all whatsoever. So, with all of that information, let's hop on back. Now that you've experienced this dev Q&A, like, fresh, you know, most of us saw it earlier, you know, online, but you heard it for the first time, saw it for the first time right now. What are your thoughts now going into this game?
Every day I get a little bit more psyched, and god damn it, I'm even more psyched now. Like there's not a whole lot of I don't need to bust out a thesaurus on this. Just point blank, I'm fucking hyped. Yeah. Let's go. Like, not only am I hyped for a game, but I'm hyped for Xbox in a whole, and that is something that I've needed to feel for quite some time. There's been hype around showcases, Obviously the last, or not the last showcase, but the showcase before the last was with Hi-Fi Rush, which was absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The 20th anniversary was pretty dope too, with the controllers and Halo going live. Excuse me, at that time and whatnot. Yeah, so I feel like this is the biggest celebration that we've had for this generation so far, and I mean, I went out and like I've said so many times already, I went out and spent $300. I haven't done that for any game ever before. Never spent that kind of money for a single game before.
Yeah,
but
not just a game. It's for the watch, baby. For the watch.
Yeah, I mean, I got the whole watch and stuff that comes with it, but really, it's just like me paying to celebrate and enjoy this with so many other people that are going to be sharing the same excitement and having so many different stories compared to my own. Because my style of playing that I described to you, I've literally haven't heard anybody else say anything about it. And as a matter of fact, I haven't heard anybody really say anything the same about the way that they want to go about the game. So it's going to be exciting.
Same.
It's going to be nuts.
Like the only similar things I've really heard from people is like, you know, whether it's like shipbuilding or, you know, things like that. But like as far as like the journey that people want to take, it's all very different when you really get down to it. And, you know, Jez said earlier on Twitter, I'm going to fucking live in this game. And I'm right there with him. Like, this game is meant to be played over the next God knows how many years. It is not meant... If you want to rush through it, fine, cool. You know, to each their own. But it's not meant to be rushed through. It's meant to be lived in. It's meant to be enjoyed, explored. Like, bro, there's over 1,000 planets. No one is going to do that. I mean, you could, but like actually explore each planet, you know what I mean? Like actually explore each planet, that's gonna be really effing difficult. I don't know if that can be done. I'd like to see it done, but the fact that you have that much of a playground, that in itself is just worth investing in. You know, like you could have told me there's no story. We just developed this whole universe for you to go explore, and there's just things out there you can find. And yeah, there's side quests, but you know, we'll do whatever, and I'll be set. Just because I've always wanted an interactive game like this, you know what I mean? But
I've yet to show anybody this game that wasn't aware of it, and they didn't say it wasn't. And they didn't say anything like other than it's amazing, or that is like a big step, or that's crazy, or like I have a hard time showing friends and family games. Like I like to tell them about it and whatnot. But I usually don't go as far as like going to YouTube on my phone and saying, check this out, like I did for this game. This game, I literally sat my father-in-law down, which he has a Series X of his own. He kind of listens to me when it comes to like things to follow and stuff like that. I turned on the Starfield 45-minute trailer and he watched all of it. He watched all of it. My buddy Justin, I asked him, I was like, yo, bro, I'm gonna throw on this video of Starfield. And he's like, you mean the 45-minute one? I was like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I already watched it. And I was like, oh shit. And he doesn't look up nothing. So like I'm like, yo, this game is it's really cool. Because I asked him, I was like, what'd you think about it? And he's like, it's fucking amazing. Like in like a really excited voice. And I was just like, man, like really happy to hear that. And I was like, I just got Atlas Fall, and he's like, yeah, I'll play that for a little bit, but as soon as Starfield comes, that game's getting dropped like a bad fucking habit. And I was like, all right, bro.
Yeah.
Sounds like, all right, chill.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But I feel that. I'm right there with him.
No, it's true. Like it, the backlog is going to continue to have a lot of pain and despair because there's just going to be one game I'm going to be focusing on for a while or jumping back to all the time. But my wife's messaging me on Instagram. Yeah, no, it's after seeing this dev Q&A, I've been telling people that the story is going to be huge. This game is going to be massive. But I really don't. Even I have no clue. None of us really have a clue how massive this is going to actually be. And,
sure.
The fact that 90% or whatever it is of the planets don't have life on them, good. Like, I want this to be realistic. What I'm saying? We're exploring the stars 200 years in the future or so. And I want it to be somewhat realistic. And, there's going to be planets that have animals on it that, we've never seen before and whatnot. But one would wonder what these animals would look like if they had the conditions to be able to, live and whatnot. So it's just very interesting. And the fact that there's a lot of barren planets is actually more intriguing than some people probably think, at least in my opinion, simply because just because there's no life on those planets, there's not to say that there wasn't something there before you got there, or something around those planets in the atmosphere, or some destroyed ships, like a few light years from one of those barren planets, because some war that nobody knew about went on. You know what I mean? Just to realize that we have all of this space to explore, and who knows what any of us are gonna find out there. That's right. That's the crazy part. That's the part I'm excited to see. Like, I'm gonna be live streaming. If you guys would like to see me live stream, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments, because I do plan on live streaming Starfield. And I plan on taking my time with character creation. I think
everybody and their mama's gonna be live streaming. I'm gonna be live streaming the show. I don't give a damn how many other people are live streaming. I'm gonna be an asshole that you can watch live stream. If you're watching it, if you're watching everybody that's doing all these, I see what you're saying. I'm gonna agree with. You can watch that.
Oh,
if you want to watch somebody just get, if you just want to watch somebody just get shot in the face, that's gonna be my stream.
You heard it here first. Ham Solo stream. Your camera froze, by the way.
Yeah, I see that.
But you're actually in a great position for a thumbnail. But yeah, no, this is gonna be wild, and gotta love Discord, right? It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be wild, and I can't wait to, like I said, I can't wait to share my stream with everyone and share my content, but at the same time, I can't wait to see what other people do. One of the things I mentioned recently was it would be dope, to try to find the same planet as like somebody else, like you or GameTech Planet or Silent or whoever. And because like a lot of the planets are going to be based on procedural generation, all of our experiences are going to practically be a really different. So I thought it would be interesting to compare, like, trying to land in the same area on the same planet. Does it look the same? Is the experience the same? How's the terrain? How's the weather? That just seems just intriguing to me as well, and something that I kind of want to check out just for fun. And that's the cool thing about a game like this. Like, you can just do random things that you just want to do because this game allows for that kind of playtime, if you will. But I guess we're not able to get Ham Solo's camera back in the stream, but it's all good.
No,
it's all good. It's all good.
For whatever reason, doesn't want to turn on. So
here.
This is what it is.
We won't leave you alone. There. Now we'll both be cameraless. All right.
Okay. There you go.
So, well, that pretty much wraps it up anyways for this episode of the P.O.G cast. Honestly, brother, thank you so much for coming through the stream. It was honestly awesome to have you. I got to have you on in the future again. Like I said, before we got on the show, like I have enjoyed your vibe for the last couple of months watching you podcasts. And, that's why I wanted to get you on the show. I do want to get to know you more within the gaming community. And honestly, I'm excited for your content, coming out in the future, with the next episodes of like all of the podcasts that you have going on and whatnot. And don't be afraid to shoot me a DM, if you want me to retweet a post or whatever, or like just let everybody know on my timeline that you're going live. I'll gladly do that for you. And then whenever I can, I'll hop through the streams. And but before we get out of here,
very kind.
Yeah, of course, brother. Like for me, I'm very big on like, it's not hard to share other people's content. I've always been that way, even in my dance career, and it was never difficult. Even if people don't share mine, I'll share theirs, because if I respect what they do, like, why not? I'll put it out there. I want my friends to see what they do too. So
it costs feel free. No money.
Hey man, not at all. All it costs is my thumb moving to that button on my phone. So feel free to DM me whenever you want me to shoot a promo out. And yeah, but before we head out, let everybody know where they can find you on the socials. And yeah, thank you once again for being here, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. It was a good time. I got to learn some stuff, so that's amazing. I don't get to do that every episode of shows that I'm on. So that was really informative, helpful, nice, and it was pretty cool to kind of get those reactions kind of live of what I thought of them. So I appreciate you for that. I appreciate you as well. And I appreciate you for being so supportive, not just to me, but to many others within the community, because I see you in a lot of different chats.
I'm trying, bro. I'm trying.
Well. It's like a job all on its own, just trying to support everybody. But when you love something, it's like, it's not bad. It's like something that you're just kind of happy to do. So I appreciate everything that you're doing for me and for others out there busting their ass trying to create and do stuff on their own. But anyways, as for where you can find me on TSWS Gaming here on YouTube. I would put the link in the thing if I could, but I don't think I can do that right now.
You can try, actually, if you would like. I don't know if I put
yeah, I'll go on ahead. I'll go on ahead and do that real quick. It doesn't hurt to do that, but if you guys want to check me out, like I said, TSWS Gaming on YouTube. I put it here in the chat. Tomorrow I'll be doing an episode with Fuzzy Belvedere. Be a good episode.
Oh, nice.
He's big into racing and stuff like that, but he plays all sorts of different types of games. But I know he loves him some Gran Turismo, and I know he's really excited for Forza. I think he might even be more excited for Forza Starfield, but maybe I'm just putting words in his mouth. We'll find out tomorrow, I guess. But anyways, after that episode tomorrow, I do have another show that will be on Friday called Bullsitting with me, Lo, Cozy Beluga, Matt Likes Games. I think Cozy Beluga actually won't. I'm not sure if she'll be there. I think she's going to be out until September, actually, because she's doing some job training stuff. But we always usually have guests on, and even when we don't have guests on, it's a wild and crazy show. So I highly recommend you guys come on over, check it out on Friday, 2:00 Eastern time. Or wait. 4:00 Eastern time. I got that all messed up. 4:00 Eastern time, 3:00 Central, 1:00 your time out there in the Pacific. But I really appreciate everything, brother. Thank you so much for having me on again.
Dude, it was, like I said, it was a pleasure and an honor to have you, because when I if I respect somebody in the medium that I share with them, I show that respect where I believe it's due. So if I say it's an honor, take that and run with that however you would like, because I do mean it. If I have high respect for you, then it goes a long way. And you are one of those people, along with, Pong, Mav, everybody else that's out there streaming, Silent, Retri, Sour, I need to talk to you and Sour on the side though, because we need to talk some wrestling. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm into that classic stuff, man. I need to get into that new school stuff.
well, that's
man,
why we should talk. The three of us should talk.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. Because maybe y'all can give me some pointers on where to start nowadays. Because I haven't been around wrestling since like pretty much since. Whew, man, it's been some time. I'm trying to remember. Pretty much since like Brock Lesnar became like big in the WWE.
That's a long ass time ago.
Yeah, it's a minute. It's been a break.
Well, a lot has changed.
I think Daniel Bryan's the last one I've seen live.
God damn.
Daniel Bryan. Isn't he the guy that was always going, yes, yes,
yeah,
yes?
yeah.
Is that him? Yeah. He's the last
yes.
show I've seen live. He was the big
Damn.
deal at that time.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. A lot has definitely changed. We should definitely talk because there's new promotions.
Like 10 years ago.
Daniel Bryan is now Bryan Danielson, and he's in a different promotion now. A lot has changed, brother. So
Lord.
I'm calling Sour out. We should get together. We should have a little Discord chat and in VC and talk some wrestling. Because I used to have a wrestling podcast channel. Like it's still there, but it's just dormant and it has cobwebs on it now. But I'm not thinking about bringing it back or anything necessarily. But I just miss talking wrestling with people. And I'll even shoot you an invite to my Discord because we have my personal Discord because we have a few people in there that watch wrestling as well, so maybe we can talk about it in there.
Absolutely.
If anybody wants to find me on the socials, it is at the Dusty Uno on everything and its mama. That's pretty much all I can say. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Shout out to my special guest tonight, Ham Solo. You guys know where to find him, and you know where to find me every week here on YouTube. As always, if you catch the replay or you catch the live, you know the vibe. Hit subscribe, give a like, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace, everybody.
Later.
Yeah!